Another grammar video here for you. We are working on page 248 in our grammar packets. 248, it's talking about prepositional phrases. Okay, yesterday we talked about prepositions. These are one words that tell time, location, direction, or detail. Today we're talking about prepositional, I can say it, I promise, phrases that actually are more than one word. It's several words. Two or more words. Let's read in the box, follow along with me. A prepositional phrase adds information to a sentence. It can tell where, when, or how, or it can add detail. It begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or pronoun. The noun or pronoun is the object of the preposition. Okay, lots of words, but I think I can break it down for us to make it a little bit easier. You ready? In all of these sentences, there's two parts. And I'll show you when we get to the examples. One part of the sentence can be a whole complete sentence on its own. It makes a complete sentence. There's a second part of these sentences that cannot be a complete sentence on its own. It doesn't have enough information, and that is the prepositional phrase. Let's take a look right here at our example. Okay, we've got our prepositional phrase underlined, but let's read the whole sentence together. Holly is the feature editor for our local newspaper. I'm going to break this sentence right here, kind of right in half. And let's look at this first part of the sentence. Holly is the feature editor. Could that be a sentence all on its own? Yeah, it sure could. It has a subject, Holly is our adverb, the feature editor. Okay, so it has the parts of a sentence that we need to make a complete sentence. We could put a period right after that. We'd be set to go. Now take a look at the second part of our sentence and that part that's underlined. Listen to this part. For our local newspaper. Is that a complete sentence? For our local newspaper. No, it's not a complete sentence. It can't be all on its own. That's our prepositional phrase. And it's telling us some information. So Holly's the feature editor of what? For our newspaper, our local newspaper. That one would be a detail. It's giving us information, just some more detailed information about Holly. Okay, so let's skip down now. There are some examples, so if you need to look back, you can look at the when example, the how example, the detail example if you need to. But let's skip down to our activity part right here, our practice part, and look at our instructions. It says to underline the prepositional phrase, so just like in our examples up at the top, then write the object of the preposition on the line and where, when, how, or detail to tell what information the phrase adds. Okay, so our prepositional phrase is going to give us information about a certain object in the sentence. That can also be a hint for us. So let's do number one together. Holly interviewed several people about their pets. Okay. I'm going to split my sentence because this helps Mrs. Norman find the prepositional phrase, and it might help you too. So I'm going to find a part that can be a complete sentence, and I'm actually going to split my sentence right here. Holly interviewed several people. Can that be a complete sentence on its own? Yes, it can. How about this part? About their pets. Can that be a complete sentence on its own? No. That is our prepositional phrase. So we're going to go ahead and underline that part right there. Okay. We want to say the object of the preposition. The object of the preposition. About their pets. So pets would be the object of the preposition. We're going to, what are we doing with that one? Pets. We write it on the line, and then we have to write where, when, how, or the detail. So about their pets would be, it's not where, it's not when, it's not, I'm going to say detail. I have to take a look at these as well, so thank you for your patience. You guys are learning grammar skills that you're going to use all through college. Like I'm saying, these are a little bit difficult for Mrs. Norman as well. Number 2, she walked throughout the neighborhood. If I were to split this, I would split it right here. She walked. It doesn't sound like it could be a complete sentence, but it is. It could be. She walked. Okay. The next part, though, throughout the neighborhood. Throughout the neighborhood. What happened throughout the neighborhood? We got to have some more information for it to be a complete sentence, right? So that is our prepositional phrase. We underline that. Okay. And it's throughout what? The neighborhood. Neighborhood is our object. Right? I'm writing neighborhood right here. The last thing that I need to say is the where, when, how, or detail. And for me, this one would be a where. Where did she walk? Throughout the neighborhood. So we're going to write where. You with me? We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's do another one together. Remember, you can always pause. If I'm talking too fast, pause it, do your work, play again. Number 3, during her interviews, she discovered some interesting facts. That comma might be a hint for us, right? Listen to the first part. During her interviews, can that be a complete sentence? During her interviews, we want more information, don't we? It's not a complete sentence. It can't be on its own. Let's look at the next part. She discovered some interesting facts. She discovered some interesting facts. That could be a complete sentence on its own. The first part of that sentence cannot be. During her interviews. That's our prepositional phrase. Okay. The object of that prepositional phrase is interviews. So we're going to write interviews on the line. And then that part, during her interviews, does that tell where, when, how, or detail? Well, if it's during something, I would say when. You with me? Let's write when. Okay, we've practiced a few together, almost half. I think I'm going to have you try them on your own now. You got this. 4 through 8 on your own. Ooh, I see a couple with some commas. That will help you. That will help you a lot. You got this.